right, guys, so let's move on to our next story, and this one's a bit of a sad one, but I feel like I need to mention it because this is a titan of the film industry that late last week, Ian Holm passed away at 88 years old. Now, Ian Holm is, of course, the man who played older Bilbo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit franchises, and a number of other major films across his life. 88 years is a very strong spot to be at. I hope I make it that long. But I'm just going to cover a couple of things that I really like about Ian Holm. First of all, again, we have to cover Bilbo. He doesn't get a ton of screen time in either trilogy in his own performance, just because, of course, The Hobbit is flashbacks to a younger Bilbo Baggins. But I do think his book ending of that trilogy is pretty strong. And then going through to the Lord of the Rings too, we don't get much of him past Fellowship of the Rings, but I do think what little time we have shows a man who has been tainted by the ring. His relationship with Frodo and Elijah Wood is really strong in the film, and I think he adds a level of gravitas, I think, to a lot of film projects that he's in, and we're going to cover that with a couple other ones here too. Alien. His portrayal as Ash in Alien is a person who's very cold, calculating. There's some surprises in store with his character. I truly adore his antagonistic role in Alien, and I think like I said, some of the reveals that take place with Ash's character in Alien are made better by Holmes' performance, and there's some of the most impressive reveal moments in science fiction and in horror. Definitely worth checking out if you've not seen Alien. Please do so. Ian Holm is fantastic in that. The Fifth Element as well. We talked about gravitas. He definitely adds a level of higher level to the sci-fi landscape with a film like The Fifth Element. I've been on the record before. It's not. I never really connected with The Fifth Element on a love thing. I think it's fine. I think it's a good movie, but I think he's particularly elevating the material in this because the film is very stupid. Fifth Element is stupid. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. That doesn't mean you can't like it. There's a lot of science fiction. There's a lot of fantasy that's pretty stupid, and it's still enjoyable. And I think there's an enjoyment level of The Fifth Element, but it is a stupid movie. And Ian Holm elevates the material and makes it feel like you're watching something a bit higher brow than what you're actually watching. He was also in Chariots of Fire, Time Bandits, Garden State, Ratatouille, Henry V, Great in Brazil. I just recently rewatched The Aviator because I wasn't a huge fan of it when it came out. And I remember wanting to check it out because I've heard it grows on you, and he's pretty solid in The Aviator. Another film that he elevates just by being in it is The Day After Tomorrow. Again, another science fiction film that's got a pretty stupid premise. I think it's good intentions, but really stupid. And again, he elevates that material. He makes the film seem smarter than it is. The Day After Tomorrow. And then, of course, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, where he worked with Kenneth Branagh again. And Naked Lunch, which I can't say much more than Naked Lunch. If you've seen the movie, you know Naked Lunch. One thing I wanted to point out too is, again, like, since he worked with Peter Jackson, you can read a really lovely letter online that Peter Jackson wrote for him, where he called him a quiet but cheeky human being with a lovely twinkle in his eye, and I think that's a really befitting tale. So rest in peace, Ian Holm, passed away at 88. Let me know in the comment section below, what was your favorite Ian Holm performance or film? He had a lot throughout his career, and I think it's worth remembering. So let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on the great actor Ian Holm, dead at 88.